Hi, how are you doing? Well, I dated a white guy once. Yes, 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 yes. I felt out the box. I was exploring new horizons, and I was no longer limited to African American men. Well, that's the nice way of putting it. If I, my memory serves me correctly, my exact thoughts and my exact words were, I'm so motherfucking tired of black men shit. Fuck them niggas. But hey, I think that's what I said. But I don't know. I might have been, mistaken. But yes. And it wasn't I hadn't not dated white guys because of some type of like racial thing. I wasn't racist. Um I think it was more of an attraction thing, It's not all the things that I am attracted to, white men don't have them in their genetic makeup. Okay? Um, I like dark skin. Dark. Dark skin. How many dark skinned white guys do you know? I don't know any. I like really full lips, like mine or fuller, So I don't know many. I know some, you got Steven Tyler. Um, but, in person, I haven't had any. Um, and, I'm not going to mention other stuff. But, I kind of think of it like, how you see a car and you know a car is nice, but you don't want to fuck the car? Like, you see the car, like, ooh, that car is nice. That's a nice car. But you don't say, ooh, I want to fuck that car. That's how I would see white guys. Like, I would see white guys and be like, ooh, he's cute. But I didn't say, oh. Mm. One of the objections that I thought that I would have was, not the objection, but one of the dilemmas. That's a better word. No, not dilemmas. Dilemmas like between two negative choices. Obstacles. That's a better word. Go ahead, vocab. Anyway, um, one of the obstacles that I would have to get around was I felt that maybe we wouldn't relate. They wouldn't, like, the race thing would be too big to get around anyway. Even though you see interracial couples and all of that, this is not the 60s. This is, at this time it was early 2000s. So, it was pretty progressive. Um, in regards to race, a little bit. So I thought that we wouldn't relate. And then I was in a very conservative state in Mississippi. And you know, Mississippi and their issues with race. So I sweep all of that under the rug and I go on the date. Blah blah blah. I jump right on in. We go out to eat, we have a good conversation, and it was going pretty well. He did the normal push up on you type things and shit guys do. Then all of a sudden, the worst thing that could possibly happen on an interracial date happens. One of the parents, racist parents, call in the middle of the date. And that's exactly what happened. Well, ironically, the day after our date, what was supposed to be going on was Mississippians were supposed to be voting to take the Confederate flag out of the state flag. Like back in that late 90s and early 2000s, South Carolina or North Carolina, I think it's South Carolina, and Mississippi, they had flags that had the Confederate symbol, the Confederate flag with the red and the stars. They had that in the flag. And so they were going through this big debate about how, black people were saying that was disrespectful for to be on the state flag and for what that represents. And the white people were saying, well, that's a part of our heritage and we're not taking that off our flag. That's culture. So that was what was going on. So the next day they were voting for, to take that off of the state flag. So his dad called. It was late night. It was probably like 12-ish, 1ish. And his dad called and his dad started to talk. And I could hear him very clearly. You know how somebody's on the cell phone and their cell phone is loud enough for you to hear the person talking. So his dad started talking. First he was just, seeing what he was doing and, da 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 da. And then he went into this rant. These niggers are not they're trying to change our flag. I'm not having it, son. And you got to be there to support us in voting that this does not happen. This is our heritage. And, these niggers are not going to come and change everything. They're just taking over. So I'm like, oh. Hmm. Hmm. So he fumbles to turn the phone down quickly. And he says, well, Dad, I'm going to come pick you up tomorrow and we'll go to vote and da 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 da. So when he hangs up with his dad, he commits to say, I apologize, and he started to kind of explain his dad's point of view. The older generation feels like it's their culture and, changing it. It's not about being disrespectful and, supporting slavery. Slavery's been abolished for years and, we know what it represents, but it's still our culture, our heritage, and, of the great state of Mississippi. And I say, well, all right, well, to us and our culture, um, that symbol represents our ancestors being, fucked over financially, culturally. In every fucking way possible. So, I'm glad that you think that you're proud of that. So, thank you. I had a wonderful night tonight. You have a good one. you know, that's what happened on my first date with a white guy. And so it was kind of left a silly that kind of gross taste in my mouth. That whole ugly face, gross. Yeah, it kind of was like, oof. But since then, I've met great white guys that I can see myself dating. So, I've learned and grown up and been exposed to other people that weren't like that. So, I'll tell you guys this story. I thought it was funny. Somebody asked me, what I thought about interracial dating. And my opinion is, I have no problem with interracial dating. But just make sure that you are not with someone that is looking at you like a fetish. Someone that is really racist, but you're exotic. You know? I know Caucasian people that are wonderful people. So if you find one, great. Um, you know, tell me what you guys think about interracial dating. This is your girl Diamond.